If your ex is a dismissive avoidant, you have to watch this video because I'm going to explain why he or she made this decision and how to reverse it, how to get back basically with a dismissive avoidant. I'll explain everything after the jingle.
igetmyexback.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
Quick word on attachment theory, something that John Barbley was the first to explain and discover when he was working with children. The idea is that as a child you have some sort of secure base, and as you grow up you learn to be more independent, and this secure base is bigger or larger depending on your parental response. What lead to different behaviors is the feelings or expectations in future relationships. So if your secure base was extremely small, i.e. you couldn't really, I don't know, if you were in the park with your parents, you couldn't really leave your parents, you would be basically described as someone who's anxious. If, however, you felt like you didn't care about your parents, you were at the park, you didn't know where they were, you would be considered as avoidant. So the secure base in a way would not necessarily exist. They would be self-reliant. If, however, the secure base is big enough, you're at the park with your parents, you're happy to go and play with your friends, but you know that your parents are around. If you hurt yourself, you know that they're around and you're going to come and see them. That's the principle of a secure base. But the point of this video is not to talk about this. It's also to talk about practical things. So the problem on how it manifests itself is really about stress and how we deal with stress, how we self-regulate stressful situation. And we have different ways of dealing with stress, depending whether we have developed an avoidant attachment style, an anxious attachment style, or a secure attachment style. Avoidant, as we discussed, the kid is in the park, he doesn't care where his parents are. I used to be avoidant, where I would, live my own life. I can deal it with myself. I have an issue, I will deal it with myself. I hurt myself, I will deal it with myself. I'm lost, I'm confused, I will deal it with myself. Anxious, they will have basically the opposite. I desperately need someone, I need validation. If I want to make a decision, I need to check. I'm scared of things, as a kid, for example. Secure is right in between. I'm okay to take risk. I check, I discuss, I'm open with my parents, with my caregiver. Okay? The way we self-soothe really describes your attachment theory. So avoidant, if you're anxious or secure, avoidant will have a very different approach to stress than you. Avoidant, when they're stressed, they will detach. They will self-soothe. Okay, they will go in their cave, they would want to be on their own. Some people, when they're stressed, they want to connect, they want to discuss, they want to vent. Avoidant is the other way around. So the big question now is your ex, is she or he avoidant or simply not interested? The way you can describe an avoidant is this fear of commitment, which is problematic when you want to be with someone like this. So this lack of a commitment, does it mean they are not the right partner? I see three main cases. He or she is not into you. Simple as that. He or she is into you but denies the fact that they fear intimacy or they fear commitment. Third one, he or she is into you and is aware of his or her insecurities. First one, you're wasting your time. Stop this video and get on Bumble or Tinder and date someone else. Second, the breakup might push them to open their eyes. If they're in their 20s, the challenge is that it's going to be harder for them to realize that the way they see the life is different and they're not secure. If they are a little bit older and really were affected and really in a good way by this relationship with you, if they really had something special, if you really had something special, when you hear things like, I've never been like this, and I've never loved someone like that. And you could see that they are avoidant. You can understand, you've read literature about attachment theory and you watch some of my videos. They're avoidant, but at the same time that they loved you. It's just a question of how can they overcome their insecurities. When that's the case, then it's another story, and then I think it makes sense to fight and get back with them. As you probably know, I'm a former dismissive avoidant. So if you do the work, you can work at being more secure, right? I still understand how people like that behave, but I understand also what I should be doing when I'm with my wife to become more secure. I have it requires a little bit of mental gymnastic to think like, okay, this is the situation. This is how my child responds, my inner child responds. I'm not my inner child anymore. It took me some work to learn this. I'm not that inner child anymore. And I would decide to respond like this because that's how a secure person responds. And when you start doing this gymnastic, things are easier. So a few things to take into consideration. Have you been together long enough, more than a year? Because, this phase of passion, this honeymoon phase, you can really mix things thinking that your ex is avoidant, but actually he's just simply not into you, or you haven't really been yourself. Because usually in those first months of relationship, we're on our A game. We show our best version, and everything is amazing, and everything is very passionate. But then that's not love. Love should last longer, right? And it's really about how you can transition from that, what I call a passion-oriented love, to a compassionate love. As your ex express feelings that tell you your relationship is different, strong, unique, as I discussed. And have you done things lately that might have triggered the decision? Okay, really important for you to answer those questions. If you're not sure, if you have still questions, if you're confused by this breakup, don't hesitate to give us a call or ping me on WhatsApp. You have few links in the description. Bear with me, I receive a lot of calls and a lot of messages every day, but I will get back to you. And if you WhatsApp me, and if you want to have a consultation or start coaching on WhatsApp, I'll guide you and I'll help you make the right decision. Sometimes I tell people, give up. It's not worth the energy. It's not worth your time. Sometimes I'll tell them, you should speak with myself or someone in my team, book some sessions with them, or could be WhatsApp. It's really depending on your needs and where you are right now. But if you have any questions and want to get in touch, don't hesitate. It's free to ask. Of course, I'm here for you. I'm doing that because my mission, in a way, is to really help as many people as possible. Of course, it's my job, so I have paid clients, but if I can help as many people as possible, that's sort of in line with what I want to achieve, and I'll be happy. If every day I help 5 people, that makes my day. What makes an avoidant breakup? Assuming you were in love. Assuming we're in love, okay? Don't be in denial. If you were not in love, you're wasting your time, find someone else. Then the question is whether you attract those people is different, and maybe you should seek help as well to feel more confident and to understand how to choose the right partner. But that's another story, and we probably make a video about that. So, what makes an avoidant breakup? The feeling of pressure, the feeling of dependence, the feeling of overcommitment, the feeling that they can't make you happy. Something that I hear almost every day when people tell me, like, yeah, he or she broke up with me and she told me, I can see I can't make you happy, right? The idea that, you're so into me, you do things that I don't understand, okay? All of these things are very subjective. They're about feelings. Pressure, it's very subjective. The way I perceive pressure is different than yours, different than your ex. And so what we can do, and that's why your job is doable, that's why I have a high success rate, is because we can change this feeling. We can change this perception. Right? It's just a feeling, it's just the impression. Now, what about your needs? And it's extremely important because I want you to be happy. I'm working for you. I don't care about your ex at this stage. I know you care about your ex. I don't care about them. I care about you. And that's the tricky part. The problem is that simple answers, and if you see simple answers online, be aware because that's serious stuff. And you know, that's why you have psychologists and counselors to help people, because it's very complex to deal with those stuff. It's normal to expect closeness. A relationship is being together, sharing things together, sharing intimacy, having deep conversation, having, intimacy, commitment, right? If you have a tendency to be anxious, your job is to find ways to be more secure. And so it's really to find the right balance between, am I being over anxious or am I secure and that person is avoidant? What happens is usually when you date someone anxious and you're avoidant, you are making things worse. If you happen to be very anxious or post-breakup, you're even more anxious, you display sort of behaviors of someone who's anxious, you will make things worse. Now, your job is to really find ways to be more secure, to work on those limiting beliefs, on those stories that you're telling yourself. Understand what you should be doing, how you should behave, and that will influence your ex. That will change the perception. As we discuss, all those feelings, all those impressions are very subjective, but you can change them because the way you behave, the way you act, the way your tone, the words you use will have an impact on those things. Recap. You can change your ex's perception. You can do it. There's no question about that. The way to do it is to become more secure. Now, the how to be more secure, as I discussed, there's no magic formula. You need to speak with a therapist, a counselor. It doesn't have to be me, I don't care. But if you feel that you're not secure, you have insecurities, and you have a hard time being with someone or trusting that person or feeling secure, get some help. That will pay off anyway if you get back with your ex or if you're not, but it's something that you will get for the rest of your life. Don't waste 10 years of your life, of your love life, dating someone and being insecure and having the same drama again and again. Use this breakup to really make a difference and learn from this experience, learn about how you can be secure, because once you do this work, it is so rewarding, and this is where you open the door to a fulfilling love life. Now, there's also the question of boundaries. That's why I think it's important for you to get some help, or at least really understand whether you're compromising on your needs, on your boundaries. Remember, you are the prize. It's not your ex. You are the most important person in your life. The question is, how can you treat that person the best way? How can you help that person to win this breakup and be more secure, be happier, be more fulfilled? If you have any other questions, any comments, don't hesitate to do so in the comment section. And don't hesitate also to subscribe. I'll be amazing, and that really helps my work. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer.